Hi, I'm Gleason. Today we're doing 312 complex numbers, and two big ideas is that complex numbers have one real part, which is a plus bi, and the I is the imaginary part. And while bi is imaginary, the a is the real part of real number. And then the second big idea is that I squared always equals -1. Okay. So we're going to do first just add add terms of I. So we have 12 minus 4i plus 12 plus 4i. Okay, you can get that. So 12 minus 4i plus 12 plus 4i. And since the 4i, negative 4i and plus 4i cancel out, you just get 24. Next problem, 20 plus 9i plus 4 minus 2i. And so, combine like terms, you have 20 plus 9i plus 4i minus 2i. Combine them all, you get 24 plus 7i. Next thing is we're going to solve the radical, which are going to be negative. So we have, let's do x squared plus 200 is equal to 0. Okay. So first thing you do is no, 2x squared, sorry. Minus 200 minus 200 on both sides. And you get 2x squared is equal to negative 100. Divide this by 2 to get the x squared by itself. And so you have x squared is equal to, actually this should be 2. This should be equal, and then negative 100. Okay, then you square root both sides to get x, and you get x, and since this is a negative part, is with the a plus bi, so it has to be equals plus or minus 10i, because the negative 100 is always, a negative number is always has to have an I part. Alright. Next thing is FOIL, reduce, and then you combine. So let's do 20 plus 2i plus 10 minus 1i. Okay, so we FOIL this to this first, so we get 200 minus 20i. Combine this now with that, so you get plus 20i, and then minus 2i squared. And so the negative 20, this cancels out, so you get 200 minus 2i squared. But now, since we have just I squared, you have to simplify that. So I squared is equal to negative 1, as we said. So we do 200 minus 2 times negative 1. So it'll be 200 plus 2, 202 is our answer. problem. Let's do 10 minus 10i, and then 10 plus 10i. So we have 100 plus 100i minus 100i minus 100i squared. So here's our thing. So these are cancel out. So you have 100 minus 100i squared. And since the I can't get, that's -1, so that'd be 100, -100 times -1. So it'd be 100 plus 100 is equal to 200. Next thing is we subtract. So 12 plus 4i minus 15 minus 2i. And this negative changes everything on the second side, or the second term. So 12 plus 4i, so this would be minus 15, and since this is -1 and you're distributing it, it would be plus 2i. And so you would not cancel, distribute to like terms. So you have -3 plus 6i. That's our answer. Next question. 15 plus 2i minus 10 plus 1, just I. Alright, so we have 15 plus 2i minus 10, and since this negative changes, this would change the sign to be -I. And so you have 5 plus I. Right there. Right there. Alright. Next question, we're going to simplify radicals, so let's do -12. Alright, so there we have to find perfect squares within -12. And since we have the -1, so we have to square root of 4, square root of -1, and then square root of 3. So 4 is a perfect square, and since the -1, it'd be plus or minus 2i square root 3, because 3 isn't a perfect square, and the -1 takes the form of I. Next question would be square root of -50. You have 25, square root of 25, square root of -1, square root of 2. And so you have the plus or minus always 5i, and then square root of 2. Okay. Another problem, a couple more problems with that. The square root of -20 is equal to square root of 4, square root of -1, square root of 5. So, like again, you have plus or minus 2i square root of 5. Alright. That's it for 312 complex numbers. Hopefully this helps.